Well, did you know that apparently Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire were not the actual initial names for the Generation 3 Game Boy Advance games? They were actually, at one point in the very early stages of naming the games, Pokemon Indigo version and Pokemon Crimson version. Shocker, right? Well, not according to these data miners. Shoutouts to Faro.gba and obviously Central Links and other gaming publishers talked about this as of yesterday. Apparently, Ruby and Sapphire were not the actual names. Crimson and Indigo. I actually am not mad about that. I would assume, based on the logic of Game Freak themselves, they must have wanted to continue the tradition of jewels and gems. You know, in Generation 2, we had gold, silver, and crystals, and they probably wanted to continue in Generations 3 and 4 with minerals because obviously we ended up getting Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald for Generation 3 and Diamond, Pearl, Platinum for Generation 4. So we take a deep dive into this. Game Freak, can't believe it was something that was up for consideration. Central Leaks reports that it's been discovered that Game Freak may have initially considered the names Indigo and Crimson for the Generation 3 games, as seen on their leaked source code. Crazy that new discoveries are still being made after more than 20 years. Now, it is crazy to see stuff like that, but at the same time, data miners, they always do heavy research when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm not familiar as to how people have access to files like this, but of course, source codes can be easily accessed for those who are very uh, fluent in regards to data mining. If you guys recall back in 2017 and 18, there were specific source coding, or I believe there were actual pamphlets of Generation 2, and the Pokemon sprites, like the initial drafts of Pokemon, were completely different from the actual finalized Pokemon that we ended up getting in Generation 2. So here's the actual tweet. Me and Wabu were looking at some of the Ruby Sapphire files. We found these two names, translated unofficially, by the way, because apparently it wasn't officially assigned by Game Freak, as Indigo version and Crimson version. There are apparently earlier names for Sapphire version and Ruby version. So that's pretty cool to see stuff like this, and this is what they were talking about in reference to the placeholders. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Game Freak, they tend to trademark a bunch of names in regards to upcoming games that are being developed. For example, I'm pretty sure they already had trademarked Scarlet and Violet for a long period of time, and when they decide to make the game and finalize it, that's where they put the trademark in place. So people won't be able to take that. I'm pretty sure they had done stuff for like Pokemon Stars. I mean, pretty much you can put Pokemon and then put a mineral, a jewel, a color next to it, Sword and Shield, whatever weapon they want to use. That's why people were making fun of Pokemon Gun being the third game, alphabet letters, and they have these placeholders. Obviously, they don't use them because the games don't reflect that usage until they decide to finalize the official name. But it's no surprise that Game Freak, what they do is they trademark the Pokemon ABC whatever, and they decide to keep it for themselves. That way, nobody else can take it because they want to keep the name, and obviously they don't want to have copyright infringement with anything else. Even though technically Pokemon by itself is a trademark. But it's pretty cool to see stuff like this. Mentioned in the post. I mean, people are still discovering new stuff about Pokemon and pretty much wild alternate timelines. And maybe instead of Ruby and Sapphire, we do end up getting Indigo and Crimson in another alternate universe. But pretty cool stuff. Just wanted to make a little quick video about this, and pretty cool because Pokemon is dry right now. Been playing Pokemon Go frequently now, so that's my main go-to game until we get more news of Pokemon ZA. So let me know what you guys think about this. What other Pokemon names would you like to see games in the future? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe. That is the best way to support me for free. This is your boy Franklin signing out. Peace.